I'm going to take you on a hike back through time on the Dalley Loop Trail at Little River State Park in Waterbury, Vermont. This moderately challenging 3.8 mile trail is more than just a forest walk. It's a journey through a ghost community that once thrived in the 19th century.
3 miles.
The trail follows an original old logging and town road. One of the earliest settlers was Joseph Ricker, who established his farm in 1816, and this location was once home to a community of roughly 50 families. As we hike, you will see informative signs at each historical site. We will pass remnants of old stone walls, large stone foundations of barns and former homesteads, as well as sugar shacks. Given the terrain, it's hard to imagine why early settlers actually came here. However, it is entirely understandable that these settlers would mainly locate to where there was available land, which often meant it was of a high, rough and rocky nature. We are now approaching one of the many high bridges constructed over many streams for the settlers to travel across. Well, we finally reached the good old farmhouse. This is the last standing house on the mountain. Most were pulled down when abandoned, but this one was used as a hunting lodge in the 1940s, which is possibly why it still stands. Almeron and his wife, Luthera, bought the farmland and built their house in 1863. They and their 7-year-old son had 4 cows, 1 horse and a flock of chickens to meet their needs. Apple trees are not native to Vermont. Early settlers brought seeds and cuttings from England to plant. Most early varieties were small, tart and did not store well. Hence, these early settlers made cider, said to flow more freely than water.
That is through the trees, if this is a barn.
Well, maybe I'm guessing the farmhouse.
Yeah, could be.
Over there.
If I had more time, I'd explore. We don't.
Early residents were responsible for maintenance of their section of town road. I cannot imagine the amount of work involved to clear heavy snow during the winter months. We are now on the approach to the upper cemetery. Most of those buried in this cemetery were related in one way or another to Joseph Ricker, or lived on nearby farms. Stones mark Joseph and Dorothy's burial sites. Those of Elvira, Joseph's granddaughter, and of his sister are marked.
Literally. Died 100 years before I was born.
Many grave sites face towards the east. This tradition arose from the Christian belief that when Jesus returns, the departed will rise from the grave facing him. Well, unfortunately, we totally underestimated the time needed, besides hiking, to explore the trail in more detail. We needed to push on and finish the hike, as our family were cooking one of our favourite meals, a Vermont turkey dinner, for our return. This cemetery is surrounded by white cedar trees planted by the Ricker family. According to historical records, Florence, wife of Simon Ricker, was the last person to be buried in the Ricker cemetery. Gideon Ricker Farm became one of the largest farms in the area. The remains are very visible from the trail, and with more time there would have been lots more to explore.